Welcome to a new episode of our travel series, where we will explore a lesser-known and intriguing destination, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, also known as North Korea. In this video, we will provide essential information for travelers intending to visit this unique country, along with some useful tips. To travel to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, it is necessary to obtain a visa in advance. The visa is granted based on an official invitation from an institution or individual residing in North Korea, or upon written request from an institution. The visa can be obtained from one of the North Korean embassies or travel agencies abroad. The visa processing period is a minimum of 10 days. The border, military demarcation line, between North Korea and the Republic of Korea is closed. If you are planning a trip to North Korea, you must contact your travel agency or the entity that organized your trip for more travel information. Foreigners' travels in North Korea are only possible with North Korean escorts. Regardless of the purpose of the trips, tourism, business, official, etc., foreigners will be accompanied permanently by a local guide and will only be allowed to visit places agreed upon by the escort. In the capital, Pyongyang, short excursions in the vicinity of the hotel are possible without an escort. Attention! Traveling outside the capital is only possible with the approval of the authorities. The tour company's guide North Korean host institution is responsible for obtaining travel approvals. There are traffic control points at city entrances, exits, and major intersections, where identity documents and travel approvals are checked. The risk of terrorist threats in North Korea is low, but tourists should consider the global risks that terrorism can pose anywhere in the world. Tourists traveling to North Korea are advised to continuously monitor announcements and recommendations made by local authorities. The overall level of crime against foreigners is low. However, usual preventive measures regarding the safety of valuables and money should be taken. The highest natural risk in North Korea is represented by floods, which peak during the monsoon season, July-August. The possibility of being isolated in certain areas is high due to the closure of some roads. Insulting gestures and jokes about the political system and leaders are severely punished. Using printed materials with pictures of leaders to wrap objects can lead to punishment for those involved. General recommendations: keep documents and personal valuables, travel tickets, and money in safe places, not visibly exposed on your person or in vehicles. Lock and secure vehicles with alarm systems. Respect announcements or recommendations from local authorities. It is recommended to consume bottled water or previously boiled water. Photography is generally allowed, except for military targets. It is recommended to consult the escort guide regarding the legality of taking photos. For photographing people, it is advisable to request their consent beforehand and consult the guide. In the event of incidents affecting personal safety or property, it is recommended to contact the nearest police office. In case of passport loss, report it to both the local police office and the embassy. Tourists are strongly advised to take out travel, medical, and life insurance. People under medical treatment are advised to have the necessary amount of medication for their stay in North Korea, as purchasing medications locally can be difficult. Considering various epidemics in recent years at a global and regional level, North Korean border authorities request information regarding the recent itinerary, standard form at the border, and may ban entry for individuals who have traveled to epidemic-affected areas or impose temporary quarantine measures. For information on required vaccinations, travelers are advised to contact the National Institute of Public Health, National Center for Surveillance and Control of Communicable Diseases. In travel planning, it should be taken into account that the public road transport system for passengers is quite limited and not accessible to foreigners. Public road and metro transport are not accessible to foreigners. Travel by taxi is possible, accompanied by a local guide or translator. The road network covers the entire country, but most of it is not modernized. The road signaling system does not provide all the necessary information. Names of localities and streets are predominantly written in the Korean alphabet. Foreign driver's licenses are not valid in North Korea, but upon request, authorities can issue approved local driver's licenses based on licenses issued in other countries. The most used means of transport to Pyongyang is the Air Koryo flight Pyongyang, Beijing. Air Koryo also organizes irregular charter flights to Vladivostok, Russia, as well as Shenyang or Shanghai, China. There is also a railway connection between Pyongyang and Beijing, for times a week, with a travel duration of approximately 24 hours. Foreigners are not allowed to use public transport for individuals and are refused ticket sales at transportation points. In front of hotels and major stores, there are taxi stations, but foreigners can hire them only if accompanied by a North Korean guide or translator. Bank transfers are not possible due to the latest sets of sanctions imposed by the UN Security Council. There are no money transfer services. Foreigners are required to make payments in foreign currency, with the most accepted being the euro, the US dollar, and the yuan, RMB. Cash payment is the most common. Upon entry/exit into from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, a customs declaration is completed, which includes precise questions about the possession of the following items: money, weapons, ammunition, explosives, knives, drugs, poisons, cell phones, or other means of communication, GPS devices, cultural and scientific heritage goods, publications. Communication equipment and GPS devices can be retained by North Korean customs authorities upon entry into the country, and recovered upon departure. Removal of North Korean currency from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is prohibited. The introduction and removal of foreign currency from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea are subject to international cash amount limits and must be declared at customs. The importation of materials printed in the Korean language, CDs, DVDs, or other information carriers that could be considered contrary to North Korean political or moral principles, or denigrating to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is not indicated. Similarly, it is recommended to avoid introducing and removing from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea materials of a religious nature, the handling, storage, or loss of which could be assimilated to actions incompatible with North Korean political or moral principles. The information presented in this video is for informational purposes only. They do not hold us liable for any damages suffered during the journey. Each traveler must be aware that security risks are present everywhere in the world and ensure their individual protective measures.